From Viking halls to the cities of the future, terrain buffs will love our foreground hub. Watch gaming tables of all genres come to life at beastsofwar.com. Fight for the Iron Kingdoms as a warcaster. Take control of the mighty jacks, arcane devices, and dark sorceries to bring the fight to the War Machine Hub on beastsofwar.com.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Dawn of the Dark Age. I'm of course joined by Bryan, and today we're having a bit of a dust-up between the Brood and the Forsaken. So, on my side I've got the creepy, gribbly, sort of bio-enhanced monsters. They're crawling their way out of the swamps, and I've made it onto our lovely desert board. On your side?
On my side I've actually got the Forsaken forces of St. John, but I've decided to leave St. John at home. He's going to be back reading a magazine while he sends out the hired help.
Okay. Who do we have?
We have Captain Jake Flay, a space pirate that crashed on the planet and is now turned to bounty hunting to make a buck.
Okay, so I'm guessing crash landing meaning his ship is completely screwed.
The long haul landed in the Green Sea, and he was the only one to swim away to safety that we know of.
Okay, keep an eye on the storyline, like I'll be doing. Do we have any other sort of named characters on your side?
I went ahead and brought Elijah as well. As I decided to go on St. John Force, one of his named buddies, Elijah, is actually, I thought it would be kind of fitting to go up against the Brood. He was a survivor in the Brood swamp long enough that he had to eat Brood creatures to keep himself alive, and has picked up a bit of their regenerative properties.
Oh.
It's the only human that has regenerate.
Oh, I see. For my side, I've brought along the biggest, the meanest. It's me and Jelly Bean right here on the tabletop.
MJB1.
Yeah. A couple of psychic powers on him, or psychogenic powers on him. Get the terminology right.
Biogens for the Brood. Same
okay.
idea, but different coat of paint.
Yeah. All right, well, we're just coming to the top of round 3.
Yeah.
So, as you can see on the table, you've been doing a little bit of damage here. So, from what I can see, Captain Jake Flay has shot here and has killed my Broodhound because it's currently marked as dying. I'm guessing Elijah has shot my my saw blade and done a wound on him. Hopefully, I'll be able to get rid of those later in the turn because everybody has regenerate, but I'll show you how that works once we get to it.
Yeah.
However, before we even roll initiative, I have Puds. The mighty Puds.
The lowest form of life on the Brood food chain, the Pud.
Just a little angry mouth that's wanting to eat.
Yeah, basically a mouth that is just there to add add matter and eat stuff, and then go back and bring that genetic material so the knowledge matrix of the broodmare can grow. Yeah.
So they activate outside the normal activation chain. They activate during this step of your turn. Yeah.
Correct. Right before the initiative during the preparation phase. There's a handful of things that happen in the prep phase. I don't have any. But you get to use your Pud powers.
Yep. Mighty Pud powers. The only reason I have them on the tabletop is because I brought a Mandible along with me, who has a special role called Pud Control 3, which means I get 3 of them at the start of the turn. Otherwise, you can't put Puds on the tabletop unless you have that rule.
Correct.
So I kind of like that. It's just like a little extra annoying thing that I can lock down into you.
Absolutely.
So, I'm going to activate them first. So my Puds have 1 action, but a speed of 6. So they are really nippy across the tabletop. So let's get stuck in. Do I have a tape?
Yes, you do.
Just from nowhere, magic. So I'm going to activate them.
All right.
And 6 inches. Oh, yes.
All right, so he moves, and then he gets his charge attack.
Yep. So I assume I have to do each one individually, yeah?
Correct. Although it is considered kind of it's not really a squad link. Even during a squad link, you start and finish everyone's stuff first.
Important to remember, because if something else happens, you might not want to move where you've moved.
Exactly. You might change your minds. Now, in the case of the Puds, they sort of have to do what the Pud powers tell them to do.
Yeah.
In this case, run up and try and bite my faithful.
Yep. So I have an AS of 4.
I have a defense of 6.
Okay, now, just let me double check something, because Pud Control, no, it doesn't give me anything extra. So I'm just checking just in case there's any little bonuses for being in range of my Mandible.
Okay.
So I get 1 die attack, AS4 versus your defense.
Of 6?
6, so 10 or less.
So base of 10 plus 1 for the charge.
Yep, so 11 or less. So for the first one, 16 is not going to do it.
Yeah, nom 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 nom.
Yeah, I'll move the next one in because he's in range. So, arf, arf, arf. And it's the same again, 11 or less. 7 will do.
7. What is the damage on the Puds little nom nom?
It is a 2 times 2.
There's a 2 times 2. Now it's important to have a power when you're dealing with power multiplier. It's still 1 hit, but I have to save twice to avoid the damage.
Yep.
So no, if both of these dice fail, I still only take 1.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's only a power 2 attack, so it's really just an annoyance tactic.
Faithful are pretty well armored. I'm an armor of 16, so I need 14s. This is a charge attack, so I actually need 13s twice.
Yep.
13 and a 16, so you'd managed to nom through me. Now, Faithful are elite soldiers of St. John, and they have 2 wounds. Oh, knocking up. See, is what I get. I'm breaking stuff.
Oh, no, you're okay.
All right. So
I've
taken 1 wound. They have 2 wounds apiece. They also have unstoppable. They fight to the bitter end. So if I lose that second wound on this next Pud charge, I will have to go ahead and start making those psyche tests to try and keep going.
Okay. Well, I do have 1 Pud left, and my little Pud is in range, so he will just run up here and bite you. And again, it's 11 or less.
Oh, I'm glad I suffered the wound on that too, that I didn't save it, because we forgot the gang up bonus that you're swarming all over me.
Yeah, but I'm a Pud.
Oh, do they not suffer?
They do not
gain gang up bonuses
at all, and they can't grant it to any allies.
Okay.
It's just this tiny little thing. You're just going to step on it and squish it.
It's a basketball with teeth.
Yeah, essentially. And there's like 3 of them there, so 3 little basketballs just bouncing towards you. That just reminds me of an old horror movie, Critters. Do you remember it?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that movie.
Traumatized me as a child. Anyway, 11 or less
one of Billy Zane's best roles.
4, that'll hit.
All right, that definitely hits.
2 13 or less again.
All right, so come on, don't die. Oh no! All right, so I failed one of these.
Yep.
So I've lost my second wound. My psyche is that's a bane. What am I doing? My psyche is a 14.
Okay.
So I'm looking at a 14 or less to ignore that last wound and keep on fighting.
Go for it.
All right. So I'm going to keep on fighting, and I am going to place a...
Yep, you're going to have to mark that you're down by 4 psyche.
Yep. So I'm going to put this Berserk token next to me, even though I'm not Berserk. It's just to remind me that I'm weak in Resolve. So that token makes my psyche now on that model a 10. So the next time I have to Unstoppable, it'll be on a 10 or less, and then so forth and so on.
Yeah, but for now...
Now it's initiative.
Yes,
so all that madness happened before the initiative.
Get into the turn proper. So, for me, it's an 8.
A 2! Ha! I snuck one out. All right. So, I've got lots of options here. I kind of would like to stop that saw blade, but I need to also get into a position where I can maybe speed bump him a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is, Flay and only one of his... No, I'll do both. He's got the commander trait of 6. He's used to running a whole crew.
Yeah.
I'm going to have all 3 of these guys go under his squad link.
Okay, cool.
So let's see what I can do. All right, where's my tape measure?
Yep.
All right. Now, just because he's the commander of the squad link doesn't necessarily mean that he has to start things off.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have this Bane. I think I've got... Now, it's going to take me all 3 actions to get to you. So this Bane is going to run over here and clobber that Broodhound.
Okay, screaming a mighty battle cry.
For John! All right. So his double mace has an assault of 6.
Defensive 4.
That's a 4. So 10 plus my 1 for charge.
Yep.
And it has knockdown if I manage to hit.
Okay.
So with the charge, we're looking at an 11, but it's the double mace. I get to actually swing twice.
Okay, cool.
Look at that.
7 and an 8, that'll do it.
So that's 2 hits. It is power 4, so 5 for the charge.
Yep, so I have armor 12, so that's 7 or less.
So 7 or less to avoid wounds. Yeah.
2 individual wounds, just to be clear.
Correct.
So for this, 10 and a 15.
Nope, those are going to be both wounds. I believe that's both of the Broodhound's wounds.
Broodhounds only have 1 wound.
Oh, well, that's actually extra special for me then, because I've clobbered him for the first wound, which put him into the dying state, spun around my mace, and finished him off. So he will not be able to regenerate because I've killed him while in that regenerative state.
So, 1 Broodhound dead. I'll put him up in the stands just to watch the rest of the battle.
All right. Flay, that changes things a little bit for you. Maybe. All right, the range on Flay's insanely powerful gun is only 4. I've got to be in it to win it, and unlike last time, I'm not going to pull back. I am going to stay with it.
So it's time to commit, because the last time you moved forward, you took your shot and you
and then I didn't want to get swarmed, so we're coming back. We're coming back at it. All right. Although my sword is way better, I don't feel like getting myrtleized. So let's go ahead and move up twice. What's your move, Flay? You are at 4 actions and move of 3. So we're gonna spend 3 moves. We're gonna come around the corner here. Still kind of keeping me within Bane command radius for next turn. But then I'm going to go ahead and pop a shot off on your wounded Sawblade. See if I can't stop that bomb from happening.
Okay, so let me grab my Sawblade card. What's your AS?
It's only an 8 for his Biostunner.
It's 4 defense. So
4 defense. All right.
Come on, roll a 19.
The Mal on it's an 18. So
okay.
Although it's
even better.
Although it's fantastic space technology, it's been beaten up a little bit since it's gotten on the planet. You actually called it.
Dun, dun, dun. See, my dice juju. It's just amazing.
Okay, well, then I hit myself.
Yep.
That's not good.
So, a little bit of goo or dust or gumminess.
Well, the Biostunner's damage is 9 times 2 with extreme damage. So if I fail this... Yeah. All right, here we go.
This may suck for you very badly.
Oh, and stun. As that I've already hit myself, I will be stunned no matter what. So next time I activate, I'll have to lose a stun counter.
Yeah, unless you get a critical save here.
Oh, that'd be nice. That would be nice.
Have I called it again?
You did not. The 3 easily saves. My armor's a 20 because of the personal force field that he wears.
Yeah, so
I only needed 11s. One of them saved, the other one did not. So I'm going to take 2 wounds.
Ouch.
Because the attack has extreme damage too. Yeah. Well, that is no good. So that was 1, 2, 3. I have rate of fire 1 on my gun.
Run away?
I'm super injured. That may have been the discretion may be the better part of valor in this instance. So we are going to back away just a little further and leave my friends.
Okay.
Make you make some choices here.
Okay. I think as things stand, I'm not too worried about Flay at the minute. So the next thing I'm actually going to activate is my mean jelly bean. So he's got 4 actions, 3 wounds, but one of the abilities I gave him was the Adrenal Injector, right?
Oh, okay.
So it's a target number 16 ability with a rate of fire 2, right? So one model within 8 inches of this model gains 1 additional AP during its next activation or until the end of the lingering effects phase. A model may only be affected by adrenaline once per round, right?
All right.
So for his first action, he is going to use this ability on the mandible, right?
Okay.
So I need to roll a dice and get a 16 or less, yeah?
Yep.
A 2, that'll do it.
2. So when mandible activates, he'll have +1 AP.
Yeah, and now Mean Jelly Bean still has 3 actions left.
Wow.
So what he's going to do is he's going to move his speed of 3 to go a 6. And then another 3. Oh, it's just short of him. So I think I'm going to have to go in here.
Uh-oh.
And swing at your guy who's on that objective. So I think that'll be useful for me.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to do him.
Oh, go for it.
But it's very easy to say, because I knew what I was going to do, especially after seeing what Flay did. He will run and protect the objective from you, but also get my sentry. So I've scored 1 victory point. Or for this mission, 2 victory points, because all secondaries are worth 2.
Last. Okay. So, Mean Jelly Bean has a swing at you now. Yep. Because he got into contact, but this is his last action. So, he's using the Ching Staff.
Okay.
Which has an AS of 10.
Oh my gosh. Well,
it has Pierce on it.
Well, I've got no bad guys behind me, so we're okay there. Or good guys behind me. So, defensive 6.
Okay. So, to his AS of 10, so 16 or less, with just the 1 dice. So let's see if I hit.
Yeah.
Pud, stop catching dice. 3.
Yeah, that'll hit. What is the damage?
It's currently 6 times 2, but I need to figure out what Pierce does.
Okay.
So, reading the back of the card, Pierce, when on a melee attack, if the target is hit and fails its AR save, this model may make an attack against another model within 1 inch of the target, but the attack suffers -2 power.
Basically, you can kind of drive your staff up and through someone and into the next guy.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen today.
Yeah, because it says another model.
Another model, and
Not the same
because I'm
model.
going to make these armor saves.
Oh, you're being confident?
I need to do something.
All right.
All right, so my armor is 16, but how you said it's 6 times 2?
Yeah.
7 times 2 for the charge?
Yep.
All right, so looking at 9s. 4 and a 12. All right, so I have failed this save for my second wound.
Mm-hmm.
I have 1 weaken resolve token on me, meaning my psyche is currently 10 for my unstoppable.
Still could survive.
And I do not.
13. But you at least scored your objective before that guy died.
Exactly. Now, it means that I'm going to be changing a little bit of what I'm going to do for some of my next activations, but it's got to be... I'm going to have to change a lot. I just realized that I kind of screwed myself out of something else over here.
Oh, dear.
Whoops. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's Mean Jelly Bean done.
All right, MJB.
What do you have left?
I have a Faithful and Elijah left. I think my Faithful is going to come over and try and get some vengeance, but also going to work on my mission.
Okay.
Because my other mission is Patrol. I need to try and have 3 models in contact with objectives.
I see.
3 different objectives. And I think that was my mistake with Flay. I should have possibly not taken that shot and slid all the way around
I see.
to control all those objectives. But that didn't happen. So instead, we're going to charge, but we're going to charge in a way that I'm touching it and you.
Clever.
Try and get them both.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Time to start clobbering MJB1.
Defensive 3.
My assault is 8 on my Warhammers.
So 11.
11, 12 for the charge.
Yep.
But I learned early on, you said something about him having a biogen that affected that.
Oh, yes. He has toxic vapors. So, description. This model gains block stopper special ability. Enemy models engaged with this model suffer -2 AS.
Okay.
And block stopper, this model always has light cover.
Yeah. So if I start shooting at it, then...
And he grants light cover to other people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that 12 becomes a 10.
All right. Need a couple of hits. I need to start playing the drums on MJB's back. Let's do this. No mal, thankfully, on simple hammers.
Yeah.
However, that is 1 hit.
Yep.
It will give you a stun counter as I clobber you a little bit.
Okay. So I have an armor of 16 to your power.
Power is 6, 7 for the charge.
Okay. So from here. On a 16, that's not going to do it.
So he has taken a wound.
Yep.
My second action will be to continue playing the drums on MJB's back.
Stop. Something else here.
Uh-oh.
Acidic blood. This model ignores automatic hits from acidic blood. When this model loses HP from a melee attack, all models in base contact suffer an automatic power 2 hit.
Now does it say all models or all enemy models? So that Pud's going to take the hit too.
That's fine.
Yeah, they're expendable.
Yes.
All right, so
power 2 hit.
Power 2 hit. My armor is 16, so I need a 14 or less. Hey, we're okay with that.
Okay, for my Pud, it is an armor of 10, so it's an 8 or less for me. The 17's not going to do it.
All right, so he has taken a wound, but he's not dead.
He's dying.
He is dying because of the regeneration.
Yep.
Now, hopefully, my next set of blister-popping hammer hits will take care of this.
Well, MJB has 3 wounds.
Well, I've got 2 more actions left.
Oh.
I'm going to just keep on pounding.
Keep on swinging.
All right, secondary. Now, but I don't have the charge bonus, so
Yep.
it's only 8 minus 2 for the toxic vapor is a 6, plus your defensive 4?
3.
3, wow. All right, so I need 9s. No. Math is hard.
8s.
8, 6, plus 3 is 9s. All right, math isn't that hard. All right. That is
7 will be a hit.
1 hit and then 1 miss. Now, stun specifically says that it cannot stack. So you are stunned once no matter what.
Gotcha.
Damage is just going to be 6.
Okay. So I have 10 or less.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can manage it. 3
You're
is
fine there. Now, you didn't suffer a hit point, so therefore
no
massive
blood.
All right. Last action. Come on, faithful. Jeez.
20.
All right.
Wow.
So big miss there since
But
I have no mal.
Yeah.
And then a hit on 3.
Yeah, I think one of those hammers is weight it wrong.
Yeah. You're holding it wrong, sir. All right.
Okay,
So power 6.
11.
All right. So the wound happens.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to take a power 2 hit. So I
Yep.
need a 14.
Yep. Got ahead.
No, I take a wound. Apparently this faithful does not watch movies.
He's already dying, so if he loses this one...
Then that pud is finally removed.
Yeah, so 8 or less, it's going to be a 7.
No,
He's just
he
about fine.
He lives.
Lovely.
All right. Then that is my faithful.
Okay.
All right. It's all you.
So everything's kind of clear over there, so I don't need to worry about that now. What I do need to worry about is you still have one of your guys in the middle here. So
Still have Elijah.
yeah, so what I'm going to do before I do anything else, my saw blade is activating. I've been relying on him to be tough up until this point.
Okay.
So he's going to activate. He'll drop the wound because he's activating and he regenerates.
All right.
And then he's going to start moving. So saw blades have 3 actions, movement of 3. So will 6 inches take me up? It will not. So I'll use that to get into you on my second action so that I have a chance of actually killing you to leave it clear for me next turn.
All right.
So saw blade with an attack.
A Bane has a 6 defense.
AS of 8 plus 1 for the charge, so that's 15 or less. This attack also has acid. So when this attack hits a model, place an acid counter on that model. During each lingering effect phase, a model with an acid counter suffers an automatic power 4 hit, removing the acid counter on a successful save. Model may only have an acid counter once. So I have to hit you here, but at 15 or less, that's a fair chance.
Yeah.
So, 20.
Oh, I take it there's probably no mal on the sword.
No, but it's a critical fail, so it's 2 actions.
Correct.
So, where you had 3 actions, you used 2 to get to you, and burnt the extra, so no extra attack.
All right.
Youch.
All right, so that worked out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving me with Elijah. All right. There's that ratchet right in front of me.
All right.
But I think Elijah's going to do what Elijah is good at. He is going to do some moving, get a little bit further away from that saw blade, or ratchet, and I'm going to see if I can't finish off that doggy way over there before he comes up and bites an injured, stunned Flay. All right, Elijah has 3 actions and a move of 3. So he is going to come around the corner to this end of the... Come here. This of the fantastic terrain piece.
Yep.
And then if I've got 8 inches, which I do, he's going to put an arrow into that dying dog.
Okay.
Now, this, unfortunately, going to work against me, because since you're dying, you're prone.
Ah, right.
And prone means I'm -2 to hit you because I'm shooting a ranged attack. Now, if I was running up, clobbering you in melee, it'd be easier. Not so much when I'm trying to shoot somebody who's laying down.
Yeah. So the dog's just hunkered down, licking its wounds at the minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so defensive 4.
All right. My Bonecraft bow is assault 8. So looking at a 12.
Going to a 10.
Going to a 10 because of the prone state.
Okay.
All right. Now I do have backstab.
Okay.
Backstab. This model gains +2 assault and power to all attacks made against a model that has not activated this round. So since you have not woken that dog up yet, it's going to go back up to where it was. Yeah.
Cool. Handy abilities. A 1.
How about a critical success?
How about 1 dead dog?
Good, Elijah. Good. You did your job. Hunt down that dog. Protect your captain.
Okay. This shall not stand. Okay, I'm going to activate the ratchet. I'm going to have him move from where he is. He has a 3 actions, speed of 3. So he'll take 3 inches and actually come up here. And for his second action, I would actually like him to climb up here. So how do I do that?
Basically, you'd be interacting with the terrain. In this case, it's obviously got handholds and things on it, so you would be climbing at roughly half speed unless there was an actual ladder there. But that's not going to be tall enough for me to...
It's like 2 inches tall.
Exactly. So you'll be able to crawl all the way up and on that third action swing at me.
Okay. So crawl up for the second, into melee for the third.
All right.
Awesome. So my ratchet, whenever it's taking a swing at you, it's got two choices here: a chitin club or a chitin sword. Now, is that something I have to pay for before I start the game?
Now
Because I'm seeing a KP10 here.
they're both in the same attack group. When you activate and say I am attacking, you get to do all of the things in that attack group.
Ooh.
Unless it's something there's a few attacks in the game that'll say choose one of the ones below, like but those are mostly like ammunition based things.
Okay.
In the case of this, that ratchet comes up and just goes to town. Yeah.
All right, well, I tell you what, I'm going to borrow one of your red dice just to separate the two attacks. So the red is the sword.
Idea. All right.
And we'll see what happens here. So, actually, if I was clever, I would give you my AS 6 on both.
My defense is 4.
So that's 10 total, plus 1 for charge, is 11 or less. So the chitin club has KP10, the chitin sword has paralyzing poison.
That's not good.
We'll see. I'll have to hit first. Oh, a 1 on the club.
All right, so the 1 on the club means I'm going to take a wound. That happens.
Yeah. So what's KP10?
That is not prone. That's an old basically it's an old style of text. It's the same as knockdown.
Okay.
But you were larger than me, so that 10 because you're a large base model, or large is the size of your model.
Yes.
I'm only medium size, so you are one category bigger.
Right.
So you actually increase that number by 2. It is easier for you to knock a smaller person over.
Oh, right. So if I get that as well on the attack, I knock you prone?
Correct. Now, was that on the club?
Yes, that was on the club, which was the blue dice.
Because you rolled a critical success, you automatically get everything attached to it.
Yeah.
So I am knocked down. That is simply what happens. I have fallen over. Now, luckily, the sword or the other attack
missed.
The other attack missed completely. All right,
16.
All right, so I'm wounded, I'm down, but I'm not out.
Yeah. So there's your dice back.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's my activation done. Do you have anybody left?
I have nobody left, so it looks like we get to see what happens with the mandible and his extra actions.
Yeah, so the mandible begins with 4 actions. It has 5.
Oh, wow.
So what the mandible is going to do to start with...
Thick Forsaken Army. Please, please.
He will move his speed of 3 twice to get into melee with you. So straight up. Oh, I can't fit. Oh, I can't fit. How does that work?
As far as, he can't make it through at all?
I
would probably, in a situation like this, because the objectives isn't impassable, I would probably just call it like rough terrain to kind of squeeze through that spot.
Okay.
If you're in the instance like this, because this is not an impassable. We've said that these guys can go in and out and around. Yeah. It's junky. It wobbles. I'd probably just call it rough.
Okay. So he makes it in on his 3rd action to get an attack. He still has 2 after that. And his attack is Sighing Claws, which is a 2 dice attack with an AS of 9, plus 1 for the charge is 10. To your defense?
6.
So 16 or less on 2.
Don't forget your extra friend.
Oh, yeah. 17 or less on 2.
Yeah.
Whee! 4 and a 13 will hit.
That both hits.
And each of those is a 6 times 2.
Wow. All right. My armor is 16, so I need 10s twice.
Yes.
All right. So here's the first 10s. We're good?
Yep.
Any other additional abilities to those, or is it just they're just there for killing?
It is just there to plant you in the ground.
All right.
So 10s again.
10s again.
13 out of 12.
So those are both fail, but this is one of those instances where I don't take 2 wounds. I only take 1 wound because it was 1 hit.
Yeah.
But
more chances to fail.
Yeah, more chances to fail.
We like to see that.
However, that's my 2nd wound, which means it's my first unstoppable check.
Uh-huh.
So on a 14. Hey!
You make it.
You're okay, kinda.
Okay.
So now my resolve has gone down to 10.
Yeah, so I still have 2 actions left, so I'm going to spend another 1 to attack.
I actually completely forgot that he had so many actions. This is terrifying.
And Mean Jellybean gave him the extra.
Yep.
Which is really powering him up. So I get to attack again with my 2 on that 16 or less, because I don't have the charge now. And we'll see what happens. Oh! A 20.
All right.
So I burnt my other action and an 11. So I get 1 hit.
So you still got a hit before his turn is ended.
Yeah. So it's 2 on 10s or less.
All right. Now
it's a multiplier of 6 times 2 on 10 or less.
Okay. Is that including what about the charge bonus and stuff? Or did that go away?
It's just 6 times 2. We may not have calculated it last time.
I was going to say, it means we actually forgot the extra stuff before.
Yep. 1 on a 4.
Now, this is actually, I'm glad the dice came up this way. Even though those were both successes, even if this one wouldn't have been, if it would have been a gnarly miss, a critical success on an armor with a multiplier, you save all of it. No matter what else, even if there's a 20 at the end, the one press, it takes precedence and cancels everything else.
Gotcha. That's cool.
All right, so no, she's fine. Go Faithful.
Okay, and that's everything of mine.
All right, so
tell you what, guys, we're going to move across the backstage here. That's how round 3 went. Come across and join us on beastofwar.com to see how this fight finishes up. There have been some interesting plays in here. I like the fact that Mean Jellybean can pass out that extra ability here and there. And I also like the fact that, you know, the sword blade's pretty tough. My ratchet's getting in. Captain Flay's looking a little bit dicey, but he might come out for a final shot at somebody in the next video. So, drop the comments below. How do you think it's going? What do you think is going to happen? We'll move on. We'll see you on beastofwar.com.
One in base contact too. There you go.
Yep, and the last one, he'll just move as far as he can, trying to get around at you. Going, no.
All right. So now we get our
initiative. So, can I win? I could do with it. A 4?
Man.
That's going to be good.
A 9. Good roll, but not enough.
Awesome. So, where would you want to go first? I tell you what, I'm going to be sneaky.
Okay.
So I'm going to activate my saw blade first.
All right.
My saw blade has a total of...
Flames of War brings you the battles of World War II in epic 15mm scale. Go to the hub on beastofwar.com to find news, tactics, and tutorials about the game. Progress comes to a world of magic as science and the arcane combine to make marvels. Meet steampunk inventors and orc mystics at the Volsung hub on beastofwar.com.